So people, if you're ready, let's quiz. We are the kings of campus! What's this? What's this? It's him.
I will return tomorrow night with high expectations. Pray you don't disappoint me.
Hello everybody, and welcome to this inaugural movie commentary that I'm going to do here. And if you clicked on this video, you know what I'm watching. I'm watching Spider-Man, the original 2002 movie. I got it all ready to go on my TV, and I'm going to watch the movie. I'm going to talk about it. Instead of doing like a review, I'm going to do this for all the Spider-Man movies and Captain America movies going into Captain America Civil War on May 6th. So, yeah, I'm going to watch Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man here. I just clicked play, and I'm about like a few seconds into the Columbia Pictures logo here. And, yeah, I'm going to click play, and I'm going to talk about the movie throughout. So, enjoy. This is the a DVD version of the movie, so Columbia Pictures just came up, Sony Entertainment Company. The Marvel logo is coming up, here we go. Now, the first time I saw this movie was probably back in 2002 or 3. Yeah, I think the first Superman movie was, but this is the first superhero movie I ever saw. It's a fun movie. And Spider-Man, here he goes. This title sequence is really cool because you get the webbing and everything, and you get all, obviously it's the opening title, and credits: Willem Dafoe, Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst. I admit I had a huge crush on her when I was a kid. I did. This movie came out, and I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. James Franco, Cliff Robertson. But yeah, this movie came out when I was about 6, 7 years old. And, yeah, I 6, 7, 8 years old or whatever, I don't even remember. But J.K. Simmons, yeah. And this was a big, at the time I think it was the highest grossing opening weekend ever. I got my computer here, I'm going to try and do some trivia as well. This is the Spider-Man hand and everything. This is a great opening sequence because you see like the Spider-Man logo and everything coming through. And for a movie that's now 14 years old, it looks... I'm interested in Danny Elfman music, but I'm interested in seeing how well it... I haven't watched this movie in a while. It's been maybe been a year or so since I've watched this movie. It's not a movie I get around to watch. I watched 2 a lot more than I watched this, and The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 probably more than I watched this one. But I'm going to watch all 5 of them here before, the Captain America movie. So I'm really interested in seeing how Spider-Man translates to that, but I really want to know how this movie looks today. And this is just the DVD version. I wish I had it on Blu-ray. I'll probably get it on that eventually, but I'm really interested in seeing how the special effects and everything work. A lot of this is amazingly like in camera, from what I remember, and it's not like special effectsy and everything. So we'll see how that turns out. I do love the Spider-Man costume in this movie, and how they do change it subtly throughout the series. I do like this Spider-Man costume a lot. It was directed by Sam Raimi. Here we go. And Tobey Maguire.
The story of my life is not for the faint of heart. If somebody said it was a happy little tale, if somebody told you I was just your average, ordinary guy, not a care in the world, somebody lied. But let me assure you,
This bus scene.
it's like any story worth telling is all about a girl.
That girl.
The girl next door.
Kirsten Dunst.
Mary Jane Watson. The woman I've loved.
Her with the red hair, it works, and I like how they kind of made her a less comic booky ginge.
Heck, I'd even Take him.
Jelly donut guy. I remember seeing this for the first time. This is great.
That's me.
This is some great stuff. Running down the street with telling the bus to stop. And it looks fresh out of a comic book. It's great. Sam Raimi did a fantastic job with these movies. Tobey Maguire, man, he looks the part, and he was the part. You know, I mean, it's what's funny is I have some comic books that are more recent Spider-Man comic books, and there's one that literally they just took Tobey Maguire right out of this, and that's the art design is this Spider-Man. You know, it's the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and it's some really good stuff.
Midtown High Senior. No wandering. Proceed direct. Remember, it is a privilege to be.
The guy that plays Flash Thompson in this movie now, he's become more Joe. I don't know how to say his last name, but he's actually married to Sofia Vergara now, which is actually really interesting. He's in Modern Family. You know, you watch that show, and yeah, there we go. Willem Dafoe and James Franco.
Why? The entrance is right there.
Dad, these are public school kids. I'm not showing up for the field trip with no rules.
Why, do you want me to trade in my car for a Jetta just because you flunked out of every private school I ever sent you
It
to?
wasn't for me.
Of course it was.
I love Willem Dafoe plays this so good,
Never be ashamed of who you are.
I'm not ashamed of who I am.
and I'm trying to watch the cinematography for this as well. It's been, again, like I said, it's been a while since I've seen this movie, and it's obviously your basic shot reverse shot kind of stuff here, basic things. Harry, and then you see him. This is actually Columbia University in New York.
My father and all heard so much about you.
Great honor to meet you, sir.
Harry tells me you're quite the science whiz. You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
I read all your research on nanotechnology. Really brilliant.
And you understood it.
Yes, I wrote a paper on it.
Impressive. Your parents must be very proud.
I live with my aunt and uncle. They are proud.
Hey, you two! Let's move!
It's weird. Something I'm noticing with this. This is an older DVD. This is the old DVD version of the movie. There is film artifacting, if that's a phrase. This is obviously shot on film, but that's interesting. And I want, you know, obviously now it's not, you know, this isn't, you know, super duper high quality and everything, but it's what it is. And I'm one of these people that I like. I'm done buying DVDs from now on, but it's, you know, this is one of the ones I got. This is one of the first DVDs I bought, actually. I love this movie. Kind of like how the flashlight hits him and he just takes the wrong picture. There's a point in this when the lady does her thing here, and I know this whole thing. I mentioned a line here, the spider webbing is the equivalent to what the high tension cable that they use in bridge building, which is interesting because in The Amazing Spider-Man they talk about how his webbing is like high tensile strength and all this stuff. It's a weird like webbing material that Oscorp built, so it's kind of in the same vein as this. That's like how they had these spiders. These are real spiders, actually, in the movie. It's a defense mechanism. That's a great line. I like how Harry's like, who would want to know this stuff about spiders? He's like, some spiders can change their color. It's, you know, defense mechanism and stuff like that. And Harry's like, who would want to know that? And Peter's like, who wouldn't? It's like, there's a good dynamic to these two characters as well. And James Franco and Tobey Maguire do such a fantastic job of this.
Me too. You know,
Kirsten Dunst, she does a great job in this movie as well. I like how he uses that as like a pickup line, the defense mechanism line. And Peter's like, "You just stole that from me, man." Into these 15 genetically enhanced super spiders. There's 14. And then I like this shot up here. I forget how they said they did this. That shot where it's out of focus. The spider web's out of focus, but they're showing the ground, and then it focuses in on the spider and the spider web, and you hear that kind of music and everything. It's some great stuff. I mean, and then obviously the Danny Elfman score here. And there's a lot of character building in these first few minutes here. Obviously, it's the origin story of how Peter Parker becomes Spider-Man, which I'm so happy we're not getting again with Tom Holland. But I like how he asks her for a picture. He's like, I need one of the student. It's the simple stuff. Because he wants to talk to this girl. He wants to talk to this girl that he likes, and you get that in the opening of this movie, and it's very smart, very brilliant. The spider coming down. I think that's definitely CGI, but it looks good. I mean, 14 years later, it still looks good. Something I heard Chris Stuckman say, this is just fun. This is the camera coming down. That's smart. You've seen the camera coming down. And this is one of the things that Sam Raimi, who did a lot of horror films, the spider on his hand and everything here. The spider biting him, that looks good. I mean, and then apparently that's a real spider. They apparently put like a shell on it to make it look blue and red. And the spider little crawls off and everything. And he gets the bite. But I think something that helps, and here you see the gene code and everything for all that. It's like web strength, spider strength, and speed and all these things, jumping ability. Introduction to the Green Goblin stuff. Like how they introduce you to these characters' origin very quickly and very efficiently. And it's smart. And it makes sense. Now it's funny, the guy that, one of these board of directors guys, the guy with white mustache and white hair, he's actually in Batman and Robin. I noticed that when I went back and rewatched that movie. He's in that movie. He's one of the guys that's at that party scene with when Poison Ivy comes in and like seduces everyone. That movie's terrible, but I mean, this movie's fantastic. And I think the whole line, back to formula. He looks at him and is like, what? And back to formula? And man, Willem Dafoe plays this character so well. I like how the defense guy, the general guy is like, he's like, I never supported this program. It's like, you got my predecessor to thank for that. There's a lot of backstory, a lot of intricate weaving of characters in here. And it works. It works very well. It's like it works very well as we're getting, okay, here's Peter's origin story, and with his friends, and then you get Norman, and you already see a little bit of him going on with his son, and then you see him again. And then you got now Cliff Robertson and Rosemary Harris. Again, great stuff, man. Great stuff. Now, I never quite understood how they're his aunt and uncle, and they're both like 70 years old. Like 60, 70 years. I still never understood that. And I understand how now they're... It's funny that you take these people are a lot older, and then it's like, how old was Peter's parents? Jesus. But we got here computer salesman, computer engineer, computer analyst. My lord, computers need analysts these days. These are great lines. He's 68 years old, but I mean, but still, I mean, Peter's how old? He's supposed to be like 18 years old here. And no, it's some. His brother must have been really young. Oh man, this is good. But I like how the characters of Uncle Ben and Aunt May have slowly gotten younger throughout all the movies. You know, so their things had a bite. Kind of this little.
I got a crash. Everything's fine.
What's that all about?
Mask and everything. And then this cool scene here where he looks ill. I mean, like he is. He looks ill, and then again because Sam Raimi did, you know, horror movies before. He understands. He understands how to do all this stuff. And he's a huge Spider-Man fan as well. And then you see like the welt on his hand and everything, and then you see these flashing images come up here very soon, right here. And it's all in-camera stuff. Very minimal CGI. Kind of, there's obviously a CGI scene with the spiders and the DNA strands and all this stuff. And then it spins in. That eyeball's from something else. Yeah, apparently.
The performance enhancers aren't
The performance-enhancing stuff. This is some great stuff, man.
Now I'm asking you for the last time. We can't do this.
Don't be a coward. Risks are part of laboratory science.
But let me reschedule.
I like how Norman he feels rushed, like he has to do this. And he's like, you have to take risks sometimes. And
The contract quest and Oscorp will be dead. Sometimes you gotta do things yourself.
sometimes you got to do things yourself, and everything. It's some.
It begins catalyzation when the vapor hits the bloodstream.
Willem Dafoe, dude, great.
40,000 years of evolution, and we barely even tapped the vastness of human potential.
And he's taking risks because his company is at risk, and he understands what he has to do. Now this is a great little ad lib moment here. Great little moment how the one guy puts down little things, and he's like, "Oh, it's cold," and everything. Apparently, this gas there's white gas that they use, but they colored it green in post production. Something I didn't finish saying earlier was how Uncle Ben and Aunt May continue to get younger. Like in this series, they're old, and then they're younger in Amazing Spider-Man, and apparently, obviously, Marissa Tomei is playing Aunt May in Civil War and in the new Spider-Man movie. But it's just some good stuff. Some good stuff. Again, the score of Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman, man, did the Batman '89 score and this. I mean, dude's great. And then he's like having these he's like, spazzing out here and everything. Some just. This movie it's comic booky. I'll say that if that's a word. Again, this movie, if it was made today, would be comic booky. That's what it is. It's comic booky. This shot right here, the zoom in on his eyes, and he grabs him. Back to formula. Throws the guy through the thing and electrocutes him, and then he does the thing, and it right into Peter waking up and everything. It's like, oh man, it's jarring. There's bits of horror elements in this because one guy's a mad scientist. He creates this thing, and it's crazy. This is a cool optical effect here with the glasses and the cameraman. It's some cool optical stuff. And then he's like, dude, I'm ripped.
Yeah? I'm fine.
And Tobey Maguire did get ripped for this movie.
Yeah? Big change.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Apparently on the wall, it's like spider pattern, spider webbing. And Peter looking at Mary Jane getting ready. Jeez, that's it's weird. It's a little odd, thinking what he might have seen from over there. This is a cool effect here, artist thing. He runs up on the wall.
I thought you were sick. Get better.
See?
Yeah.
You haven't eaten anything. Have you got your lunch money?
Hey, Michelangelo.
He calls him Michelangelo because they're painting the kitchen and everything.
Don't start without me. Don't start up with me. Teenagers. Raging hormones.
People who wrote this script, I don't know off the top of my head. I'll get that in a second. But yeah, this. Yeah, I like this how he stops there. There's this like back and forth between those two,
Since I was 6, I was wondering.
and you can tell he wants to talk to her. Ah, the old Mustang.
Or, I don't know.
Screenplay by David Koepp, actually. David Koepp, who
Or not.
also has written movies like the first Mission Impossible, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Lost World, Jurassic Park, first Jurassic Park, and the second one. I like this effect. He's running with the. So yeah, David Koepp. Guy also he's gonna write the new Indiana Jones movie. So the guy's hit or miss. I'll say. I like that effect there where his hand gets caught on the thing, and apparently they said that scene was supposed to be longer. He was supposed to like jump over a car or something, but then it's subtle. It's subtle that he just grabs onto the thing and he goes back, and it's good. I'll tell you, Koepp wrote a really good screenplay here. The music, swelling. You don't hear the full theme yet. Dun, dun, and that's how it goes and everything. Like his jump scare here. The horror elements to it. Also, I like how he has the masks all around his house, so it's a good for later in the movie.
Dr. Strong is dead. They found his body this morning.
For
He's been murdered, sir.
What are you talking about?
And the flight suit and the glider?
What about it?
It's been stolen, sir.
yeah, that whole the flight suit and the glider and everything. It's some good. I like the Daily Bugle thing going by, the truck going by here. But again, those masks, it really harkens back later in the movie. You see, he has a mask of his own that he wears. This effect right here. Sees her walk by, kind of in slow motion. Spider sense, sees it, stuff flips in the air, grabs her. And they use like sticky pads or whatever it was for those things to like land on the... That's a practical effect.
Hey, relax.
Like how he saves her from falling, and it's just...
Just get contact?
That's one of the great little uses of his power that you never really saw in any of the other movies. And it almost is played up a bit much in The Amazing Spider-Man 1, where he, like, with the whole basketball thing, it's played up way too much in the subway scene. Like this, he goes, talks to her, and he just kind of smiles, and he's like, oh, we'll see ya. No cafeteria looks this nice either. So, the spider webbing and everything, with the spider webbing with the fork, and then he takes the lunch and hits Flash in the head, and he ducks out of the way. And he's like, he's like leaves. Yeah. Everybody's like, what? Yeah, and then the lunch tray gets stuck in the door, and he's looking at his arm like, what is this? What's going on? This fight scene here is neat. Yeah. Spider sense. He sees the go to the paper airplane. Oh, that fly. Every time I hear that, I'm just like, ugh, that's creepy. Spitball. It's a great use of, like, almost like bullet time special effects that, like, the Matrix kind of did. Then he punches the thing and he moves out of the way.
Come on, Flash. I don't want to fight you, Flash. I wouldn't want to fight me neither. Exactly.
This is some is great stuff here. So yeah, Joe Manganiello, who plays Flash, and this scene is so cool.
Which one?
Yeah, I like how he fights him and he goes and then he stops him and everything, and then he punches him across the hall and everything, and he stops there. I'm thinking they would almost use like Steadicam for those shots and everything, because they don't seem still, and then they zoom in on him. And also Mary Jane asks, everybody's kind of shocked, like, whoa, what the heck's going on? Some good stuff. Then he runs out, running around. And the music here too is really good. He's like, what's going on with me? Changing and everything. And he's like, the spider bite. Then he looks up at the spider on the wall. Then the whole hand thing, this is always creepy. And he's like, what is this? And then this music right here when he figures out he can climb up the wall. The dun, 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 dun. Dude, this it looks great. Because they actually turned a wall on its side, shot it like this, and it looks great. And then right here he's just like, yeah. Yeah, you see him jumping from building to building. That special effect is then this shot here from up top. It looks dated, but it looks fine. It looks fun. And then one of the funniest scenes in the whole movie right here. He's like, alright, let's do this. And go web. Fly. Up and away, web. Sam. Go, web, go. And he just like flexes his hand. It's so funny. And then he figures it out. He's like, oh, there we go. And he's trying to aim it. And it just goes out of his hand. It's so good. He grabs on. It's like a rope. Hops up on the grate here. Hops up on the roof. And then this right here. Tally ho. He closes his eyes. I like how it goes on it's a close up, then it's a wide shot, and then you see his horror on his face, like, oh no, I can't stop. And then he hits the billboard and falls down, then it goes right to night. It's like, what was he doing in all those times between that time? I'd love to know, but oh my goodness, this is a lot of fun. But no, back to something earlier. I like how MJ in that whole scene, she's like, help him, Harry, and then he does that flip and everything, and everybody's like confused, and he's like, which one? You know, like, who should I help? Peter, Flash. It's so funny. I mean, come on. all this stuff with them outside's really good too. Like how we go into her, go into her life a little bit. When Peter tries to explain himself,
Sorry. Is he okay?
He's just happy with Black Eye graduation.
you know, happy he didn't give him a black eye and everything. It's
So where are you going after you graduate?
she asks him where he's going and everything. Now
I want to move into the city.
he tells her his plans and everything.
Get a job as a photographer. Work my way through college.
This
What about you?
Headed for the city together. Can't wait to get out of here.
everybody's like, I want to get out of here. Now this movie is, I'll admit, it's a little dated. With number one, obviously the clothes, extremely dated. 14 years old, but I mean, for the time,
Act. On stage.
it's.
Really?
I like how she's almost.
You're awesome in all this cool plays.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I cried like a baby when you played Cinderella.
Peter, that was first grade.
I like that line there. He's like, I cried like a baby when you played Cinderella. She's like, Peter, that was first grade. He's like, well, it's the same. I like how you take a serious moment. How she's like, I want to act. She's like, I want to act, and then and he's like, really? He's like, you can do that, really? Yeah. She's like, you're great, and that, and she's almost kind of coy with it. 'Cause she's like, everything, because almost with her family life, it's like everything she's ever done has been questioned or never. No one ever liked it. And Peter's the only person that really, really genuinely cares about her and wants to listen to her and understand her. And what I mean by this movie's dated is it's comic booky for its time. Kind of like the X-Men, early X-Men movies are kind of comic booky. Now they're more serious in the sense that things are more grounded in like a reality type thing. And the jokes seem to be more fluid. They tend to be a little bit more fluid in their approach. So this movie made box office $821.7 million, and today it's probably over $1 billion, with adjusted for inflation. The movie was nominated for Best Visual Effects and Sound Mixing as well. I understand why. Remember when really nice cars used to cost like $20,000? I like how he gets down to the used cars and everything. Man, if I could buy a nice roadster for $3,000, jeez. Amateur wrestling, $3,000 for 3 minutes in the ring. Colorful characters, a must. I like how you go with the car and then her. This costume possibilities is great. These are some just classic cool designs of characters and stuff. If not, like, real actual characters that they used. Symbol goes with the spider. Like a black suit with red eyes. It's a neat idea. I like how it's interwoven with the actual picture he's drawing. Him, MJ, the spider, you know, her red hair and everything. It's like, it's cool where he gets the inspiration from. And the music here is fantastic. That's a cool picture as well. Apparently a Marvel artist did that. Oh, okay, and right here is the greatest product placement ever. Dr. Pepper. He hits the rocket, the picture, Dr. Pepper, right into the hand. And then breaks his thing. And now, imagine, he only spins like 4 webs there, right? He only spins like 4 webs. I don't know why he spun the web on the lamp. You know. Now get this. He only spins a couple of webs. Then we pan out, and there are webs everywhere. It's like, whoops. I love that scene. I just remember all these trailers on TV for this movie it was the Dr. Pepper thing, and it was. This is cool. The laughing. I think they said that this place is the same place where they shot the first Batman movie, that was Bruce Wayne's house, the Wayne Manor, in the original Batman movie.
I just don't know.
Hey, I'm going to the downtown library. I'll see you later.
Yeah, wait, Pete.
I'll drive you there, buddy. No, I'll take the train.
No, I need the exercise. Go on. Go.
Like this stuff. I've walked right by where this where the downtown library is. I've walked right past that. I'm like, hey, this is where they shot Spider-Man. That's the famous Sam Raimi car as well.
Well, we can talk later.
This scene is
Now.
iconic as anything.
What do we have to talk about right now?
Because we haven't talked at all for so long.
Some of the greatest moments in this movie aren't the action. It's the talking moments. And that's the great thing about Spider-Man, is it's a drama. These Spider-Man movies
Start that fight. I told you that.
These Spider-Man movies are dramas.
What was I supposed to do? Run away?
You're not supposed to run away,
I like how
but changing. I know. I went through exactly the same.
I like how Uncle Ben is trying to relate it to himself, and it's
These are the
yeah,
years
these
when a man changes into the man he's
th-
gonna
this whole
become
thing.
the rest of his
He's like, this is the years a man changes into the man he's going to become forever.
You change into.
And he's like, be careful who you change into.
This guy, Flash Thompson.
You know,
He probably deserved what happened. But just because you
it tells him right here, just because you can beat him up
doesn't give you the right
doesn't give you the right to. And this greatest moment ever.
comes great responsibility.
Great power, great responsibility. It's not,
Afraid that I'm gonna turn.
and it's not shoehorned in as well.
But worrying about
It's not shoehorned in like the Amazing Spider-Man seemed like it kind of shoehorned that
I don't mean to lecture and I don't mean to preach.
that notion in.
And I know I'm not your father.
Then stop pretending to be.
It did such a great job in this movie of giving that conflict right before, obviously, the reveal of what happens later on in the movie to Uncle Ben. But and like they have this argument right before this tragic moment happens to these characters. And that's the last time he sees him. And this is great. Just he sees the car go off, and then he goes and everything. Again, this is a lot of fun. This wrestling match is iconic. This is great. I love this. With, Randy Savage. I was say Fred Savage. That isn't Fred Savage. Randy Savage doing the Bone Saw McGraw. Bruce Campbell coming up. The guys with the big cardboard saws on their arm. I just remember this scene as a kid. It's great. I'll tell you, I would show any kid today this movie and they'd probably love it. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. This woman here, this black lady, what's her name?
You understand the NYWL is not responsible for any injury you may and probably will
Octavia
sustain
Spencer.
in said event, and you are indeed participating on your own free will? Yes.
She's great. Octavia Spencer, she's great in this movie.
May God be with
And he's like, this isn't a heavyweight. He's like, this ain't some featherweight division. And he's like, sign me up. She's like, all right. She's like, God be with you. It's great. And then you don't see his. Yeah. This is great. Some muggy old arena. 3 minutes in the cage. This is great. Goes up to the thing.
What's your name, kid?
What's your name, kid? A human spider.
Human spider. That's it? That's the best you got?
Oh, that sucks. This is the first time we actually hear this said. Scream, the deadly. The Amazing Spider-Man. I do like his costume. Yeah, my name's the Human Spider. That guy actually pushes him is Sam Raimi, the director. And that whole back and forth, he's like, my name's the Human Spider. He's like, I don't care, get out there, kid. And these women, like, hazing him, people throwing down. Yeah. There's all this hazing and everything, throwing popcorn boxes at him. I love the ski mask and everything he's got. This guy can't feel his legs, he's like, and it's like to kill him, and it's like, what's he getting himself into? And then, bam, the cage comes down, and this look of terror on his face, like, what? And the guy just stands up like, cage! This is great. And he goes up to the edge of the thing, and it's like, wait a minute, no. And then lock the doors. Hey! He's like trying to get out. And he's like, oh crap. And he just jumps up here. Now, you see, he's not. You can tell he's more hanging on to like a wall. There. That's a digital effect, green screen. And then he uses the chair and just beats the crap out of him. Actually, his shoes look really similar to mine. Yeah. Yeah.
I could hear like this chanting all over.
Yeah.
The original Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So the fact that he flipped a guy 3 times his weight, laying on his back, didn't tip anyone off that this kid's kind of weird.
Well, he was also spinning webs and jumping around, so I mean, come on.
I don't think he didn't spin webs during the cage match.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
No, he did. He spun webs up to the top and like flipped over him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid as fuck. No one was like, oh, what the fuck? Cancel his match. This is weird.
Yeah. Gives him $100.
Check it again, webhead. It said $3,000 for 3 minutes, and you pinned them in 2.
Dude.
For that, I give you 100, and you're lucky to get that.
I need that money.
I missed it.
You don't. You need to buy a car to impress a chick. You're such a little bitch, dude. Go get a job.
Did you notice like there's all these pictures of like naked women on the side? See, there's pictures of like women on the side of the thing. This guy.
I heard Cavs beat the Pistons, but only by 5.
Really?
Yeah. Heat are killing the Hornets. Oh, and Thunder won by nearly 40 points last night.
Yeah. Dude, why didn't he stop him? Come on.
I know.
I know.
Well,
I know why he did, but it's like.
You could have taken that guy apart. Now he's going to get away with my money.
That guy sounds and almost kind of looks like Marlon Brando from On the Waterfront.
to be honest though, I probably wouldn't have confronted the guy with a gun either.
Yeah. But dude, he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's Spider-Man, but I still would have been like, you got a gun.
Yeah.
But,
see, if you would have stopped him...
Tobey Maguire...
Dude, if you would have stopped him, maybe the guy would have given him more money.
I know the real Spider-Man didn't let him go and stuff. And
yeah.
I always thought Tobey Maguire was the whiniest, bitchiest little Spider-Man.
You mean this scene right here? Where he cries
every
all the time?
scene,
Yeah.
all movies. He's just the whiniest, crying, bitchiest Spider-Man. I did not like Tobey Maguire.
I love this movie, though, and the second one.
It's a good movie. I just don't like Tobey Maguire.
I understand.
I'm just not a fan.
Yep. Yeah. Dude, this scene became a meme so fast.
Look at his tears. The
Yep.
fake tears ever.
Dude, it's so much fun, man.
You killed me.
Internet meme.
If I was Uncle Ben and I was dying, you know what I would have said right then?
What?
I would have been like, you should have went to the library.
Should have went to the library, son.
Isn't that what he wanted to do? Isn't that what he lied and said he was going to do in the library?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he should have been like, you should have went
Dude,
to the
I've walked by.
library. That, you know how much that would have crushed him if he would have been
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah. No. No, I don't think Uncle Ben knew he went into the library.
I know.
He know he did, yeah, but
I'm just
No.
saying.
yeah. CG Spider-Man. Yay. This movie came out 14 years ago. 2002. 2002.
7.
What?
Oh yeah.
This came out in 2002.
I turned 20 this year, so 4 years before that I would have been 7, 6, whatever.
Yeah.
It was pretty good for a 2002 superhero movie.
Yeah. I think the first X-Men movie I think came out in
2001 or
2000, 2001, yeah.
People claim the X-Men movies will prove comic book movies can be superhero movies.
It was
Or comic book movies can work. But I think
It's a combination-
I think it was X-Men and Spider-Man proved that superhero movies can work.
yeah. Well, because the first two in that series and the first two in this series are great.
The third one sucks.
I mean, the third one for each of them suck, yeah, but yeah. Yeah.
Although the first Iron Man really is what gave rise to what we live in today.
Yeah. It proved you could make a universe out of it. Because back then there was the X-Men movies, this, and then the Nolan Batman movies in like 2005 on. There's like those three, and then they tried like Daredevil and a ton of other ones in between there that either worked or didn't work, like Green Lantern and all those. Yeah.
Not awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first Iron Man is what really set off
Yeah.
everything we have now.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
All right.
Trevor's still not back?
Not yet.
Did he ask you to do the Pepsi thing?
Pepsi thing. What?
It's like, take a photo of Pepsi and use this hashtag for his grandma or something. I said I'd do it, but I don't have any Pepsis. I thought maybe he had a Pepsi that I could like borrow take a photo with.
There's a can in the trash right there.
Not Pepsi. Oh, it's Dr. Pepper.
Oh no, dude, just go
Take a
to.
photo of the Dr. Pepper.
Oh, dude, just go down to the store and just take a picture with the Dr. Pepper.
And, why is there just half pie?
Oh, that's been in there for a while. It's his.
W, few beers.
It's a good scene.
What looks like a ham and cheese sandwich. Bob.
Yeah.
What a great refrigerator. Let's check your freezer.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Alright. Enjoy your Spidey.
I will. That's my friend Keenan, everyone. Talking about Spider-Man.
Don't hurt me. Just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. What about my uncle?
I love how
Did you give him a chance?
I like how he doesn't see his face initially, and then the light comes in and he's like, dude, you, no. And he gets the flashback here, seeing him run by.
Thanks.
See ya.
And then he like breaks his arm. And then I like how they show that he trips and Spider-Man didn't kill him. But obviously nobody knows that. They just see Peter. This is harkens back to Spider-Man 3. They talk about, we thought this man, I don't remember the guy's name. They thought that dude was the killer. And they didn't even mention, we thought someone killed him. According to the people in the movie, that does not line up or match up. Just geographically, that's not what you would see from that view. That scene right there where he's just sitting on top of the Chrysler building. The eagle heads and everything. And just... I like how this is kind of the end of the first part of the movie. Right here. It's kind of the end of the first part. And this is the beginning to the second part. This is, Act 2. And we get the General here with Quest Aerospace.
It does what you say, Jan. I'll sign that contract tomorrow.
Okay, he kind of has it in for these. He kind of has it in for Norman Osborn.
Assume you're confident about this. Absolutely. Captain Curtis is our top pilot. Now, what about your commitment?
This thing it's an interesting pod.
We're going to put Norman Osborn out of business.
So he wants to put Norman Osborn out of business. This thing. The test. Yeah, he blows up the prototype, and in comes the Goblin, and explosion, and hats. That is a cool transition. It's great. Apparently, this was also shot outside of. This was all set outside of the Sony Pictures, like office building or whatever. Norman Osborn comes and tells him. Green cap and gown. That's weird too. Yeah.
I know this has been a difficult time for you, but I want you to try to enjoy this day. Commencement, the end of one thing, the start of something new.
Yeah, commencement, the end of one thing, the start of something new, and that's kind of true for both the characters in a way.
You're like a brother to him. That makes you family. And if you ever need anything, just give me a call.
Yeah. I like their house. It looks old. And Peter just is like, yep.
Can I fix you something? No thanks.
You can tell like something's off, and just they're. That TV, man, it looks so old. Honestly, it looks like something my family probably had in like the 90s. Peter Parker crying again. I really don't hate it. I really don't. It doesn't bother me. I understand he's sad. It makes sense, honestly, like because he knows he did something wrong. And he's a conflicted person because of it.
I missed him a lot today.
He tells him how he missed his uncle.
I missed him too. But he was there.
What's interesting is, and I'm just reading this Wikipedia page here, just talking about the movie.
Last thing I said to him, he tried to tell me something important.
A couple interesting facts. The Green Goblin, shots were made more complicated because of the main character's individual color schemes. So Spider-Man and Green Goblin had to be shot separately for effects shots because Spider-Man was shot in green screen, but Green Goblin was shot up against blue because of their colors. Shooting them together would have resulted in one character being erased from the shot. So that's obviously a... They also said a lot of body language stuff for Spider-Man had to be done because obviously he was wearing a mask.
With great power comes great responsibility. Remember that, Pete. Remember that.
What's interesting, the movie came out in 2002. This whole montage is fantastic. And in comes Spider-Man, swings, and takes out these guys. That's cool. I never noticed that.
This is not a man. My brother saw him building a nest in the Lincoln Center fountain.
I think he's human. I think he's a man. Could be a woman.
I like how in that shot where he throws the money bag back to those store owners that get robbed, if you will, caught up on the web, and just. A lot of these people were just people, man on the street kind of deals, and they're just like, hey, you would look cool to be in the movie. This is some good stuff.
There's some kind of freaky Lewis something I can do. He stinks, and I don't like it.
But yeah, it's cool, that store owner scene. You see it, and then it goes right, and then the camera goes right from those store owners who grab the bag right up to the TV screen there. Right up to the TV screen, it shows him leaving. This guy. This whole song. Give him one big hug. Look out. It's so good. And then despite that sequence right there, and greatest casting ever. J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons. So great. Elizabeth Banks, Ted Raimi. Okay, he's fleeing the scene.
He's not fleeing. He's probably going to save somebody else. He's a hero. Why is he wearing a mask? What's he got to hide? Whichever one's cheaper. Mr. Jameson, it's like this.
This J.K. Simmons, man, he's fantastic. He looks exactly like him too.
Sold out every copy. Tomorrow morning, Spider-Man, page 1 with a decent picture this time. Move Conway to page 7. I make it page 8 and give him 10% off. I make it 5%. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Eddie's been on for weeks.
Eddie, a reference to Eddie Brock, but they eventually use him in 3.
We can get a picture of Julia Roberts in a thong. We can certainly get a picture of this weirdo. Go down the front page. Cash money for a picture of Spider-Man. He doesn't want to be famous. And I'll make him infamous.
I love him in this movie, but he's even better in the sequels. He's one of the best things about 3. MJ working at this diner. Just so happens to run into Peter.
Hey! What's up? MJ, it's me, Peter. Hi!
So yeah, it's interesting. This movie came out in 2000 and
I'm begging for a job. How about you?
the movie came out in 2002. And
So you're acting now?
what's interesting is there's some, because of obviously 9/11. There was Sony recalled teaser posters which showed a close-up of Spider-Man's face in New York-style skyline, including the World Trade Center in his eyes. Now you can obviously the image is on the internet. You can find this poster easily. But the film's original teaser trailer in 2001, which was shown before Jurassic Park 3 movie, featured a mini film plot involving a group of bank robbers escaping from in a Eurocopter leaving a bank robbery and everything, which eventually gets caught. Spiderwebbing gets caught in the propeller blades and is pulled backwards, and which at first appears to be a net, but then a gigantic spiderweb spun between the World Trade Center towers. And according to Sony, the trailer did not contain any actual footage of the film itself, and consequently was one of the most popular quote-unquote special shot trailers since Terminator 2 Judgment Day. The trailer and posters are obviously on the internet. You can find them, and they were pulled from places for that, but they're obviously on the internet. You can find them. I've seen that. It's an interesting little promotional ad trailer. Doesn't show anything, and it's great. I mean, it's fantastic. Movie has about, I think it's an 80. This is according to this page. Has an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes out of 216 reviews. Some great stuff here. Just Harry Osborn, Peter, Norman Osborn. He even talks about Dr. Connors here for a brief moment, which we see in the second movie.
No, I was late for work and Dr. Connors fired me.
You late again?
The movie has a lot of tie-ins and things, but eventually those tie-ins can be kind of broken up by just the way everything turns out in the sequels. I do like their apartment. It's a cool little New York apartment.
When do I get to meet her?
Yeah. Well, sorry, Harry hasn't mentioned her.
Hey, Pete, you're probably looking for a job now, right? And maybe you can help him out.
No, I appreciate it, but I'll be fine.
No problem. I'll make a few calls.
No, I couldn't accept it, sir. I to earn what I get. I can find my own work.
I respect that. You want to make it on your own, Steve? That's great.
What other skills do you have, Parker? I was thinking of something in photography.
This sequence here, the armored car robbery, which is something you have to play in the Spider-Man 2 video game as well. A lot of armored car robberies and things. Yeah. Then all these photos that you get, these are great photos too. That that Peter shows. It's like crap.
Mega crap.
crap, mega crap. That's $200 for all those.
Take him somewhere else then.
Sorry, why is this tiny little foyer is out of stock?
Tell him we'll just put a rug there. Sit down. Yeah.
Someone put a rug there.
Give me 300.
Some great things.
Standard freelance fee. Tear up page 1, run that photo instead. Headline, Spider-Man, hero or menace? Exclusive Daily Bugle photos.
Menace.
Hero or menace?
That armor
Tell you what, Atticus, you take the pictures, I'll make up the headlines, okay? All right? That okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Good. Give this to the girl up front, she'll see you get paid.
I'd like a job, sir.
No jobs. Freelance. Best thing in the world for a kid your age. You bring me some more shots of that newspaper selling clown, maybe I'll take him on.
I like how one of the headlines in the back says "Kaboom" on it, it's like a comic book would.
Best I can do. Get out of here. Bring me more photos.
Mr. Jameson told me to give that to you.
And I think that one inexplicably turned to "take a walk" in the next shot.
I'm Peter Parker.
Elizabeth Banks, very young Elizabeth Banks.
Photographer.
Yes, I can see that.
She's not impressed or anything. He's panning shots and everything of the city up to the Oscorp building.
As of today, Oscorp Industries has surpassed Quest Aerospace as the principal supplier to the United States military. In short,
Oscorp.
board, costs are down, revenues are up, and our stock has never been higher.
Wonderful news, Norman. It's wonderful. In fact, it's the reason we're selling the company.
What?
Yes, Quest Aerospace is recapitalizing in the wake of the bombing. Expanding. They made a tender offer when we can't ignore it.
Why wasn't I told?
The last thing they want is a power struggle with entrenched management.
The deal's off if you come with it. The board expects your resignation in 30 days.
They want to merge companies with Quest Aerospace, which sounds it's interesting.
I started this company.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Right there is kind of like, see those moments.
Please, Norman.
Now, I don't think they could possibly do this, where he owns the company. They try something very similar to this in Amazing Spider-Man 2, where you know, it's Harry Osborn instead of Norman, but they kind of throw those characters off to the side and just be like, we're taking over. And Oscorp as a whole is like, we're taking over. This whole Unity Day festival. I'll say this. Those special effects, man, they hold up. They really do. Apparently the part of his hair, of Peter's hair, switches in these shots. I think it just did, yeah. Now, dude, unless you have like mega zoom on your cameras. Yep. Yeah. Oh, it's zero C up there, you know. Her dress.
I wanted to impress my father. He loves black.
Well, maybe he'll be impressed no matter what. You think I'm pretty.
I think you're beautiful.
She's wearing this like it looks like something like an Asian influence in her dress, it's pretty, and then you can see her hair is up with like the sticks. I don't know what those things are called. It's a neat character design. Spider Sense. That is the coolest. That Spider Sense sound effect is so cool.
Oh, hi, Mr. Vargas. Well, Harry. Have you seen my father? Well, I'm not sure if he's coming today.
His hair switches parts right there. And then, Cellular. Remember Cellular, everybody? This is cool. This scene is brilliant. He's like, there's our glider! What? Apparently that one building there that they are in technically doesn't exist in Times Square, but they needed somewhere to kind of have them all standing. I'll tell you, it's weird. I'm watching this DVD version, and the picture at times seems to bounce a bit. And this is, yep. There's the bomb, pumpkin bomb. And Peter just stands there, just like, what? Stan Lee cameo. Peter grabs his people out of the way. And the yelling, the original Vicky Vale yelling, which now is an MJ thing. She screams and yells. This thing right here. Turns them all into skeletons. It's Harry over the head. Goblin. It's Spider-Man! Oh, knocks him off the thing. This is fun. Thing goes, this is the dumbest kid in the world right here. This dude, the kid, even says, "Come on, move, kid." Spider-Man comes in and saves him. And I'll tell you right now, the people that say he looks like a Power Ranger, okay, so what? Honestly, they did try a prosthetic mask. I do like when he punches and everything, there's like a shake in the camera. Oh, physics, yay. Goblin, I'll tell you, these effects for 2002, I mean, there's some really great visual effects in this movie. Let's see who the sound people were for this. Special effects, visuals, stunts. It's comic booky, but it works. And this whole him swinging saves Mary Jane. This music too, him swinging through the city with her. I do love this costume. And the way they swing in here, I can't tell if that's real or a digital effect, and if it's real, that's great. It's like, what are these two people doing up on this roof?
Don't mind us, she just needs to use the elevator.
Wait! Who are you?
You know who I am.
I do.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He clearly jumps off of a trampoline right there. I like that yell that he has, and she just looks off.
What do you mean he's incredible?
And she must be on the other line, ecstatic, like, oh my goodness, I was saved by Spider-Man. It's amazing.
Alright, fine. Fine, you call me in the morning and...
This movie, just like the original Superman movie, is one of those. You know how that was, do you believe a man could fly? This is, do you believe a man could be Spider-Man? That's what this movie is to me.
What do you mean incredible?
It's so much fun.
Alright, I'm sorry. Sit tight. Don't let the bed bug.
These sound effects. This movie was nominated for 2 things, I said it earlier, but visual effects and sound mixing. That last action scene just proves it. It's, for a movie that is aged well, it's aged pretty well. And it is amazing that a lot of it is these in-camera shots, and they're using CGI really only when they need to. And come on, why it is? It's kind of why didn't
I'm gonna stay up for a while.
why didn't they?
What's that thing? I don't know.
Why didn't the Star Wars movies do that?
Whatever it is, somebody has to stop it.
I like how Harry asks, "What was that thing?" And Peter's like, "I don't know. Whatever it is, we got to stop it. Or someone's got to stop it." Maker's Mark, yeah. This scene with the
Somebody there?
laughing.
Somebody.
Who said that?
Downplay the innocent with me. You've known all along. Where are you? Follow the cold shiver running down your spine.
These masks, the quick, this music too.
Right here. I don't understand.
In the back and forth here, how he plays both. It's almost like Gollum, how he plays both characters.
For you, all for you.
Norman.
What do you want? To say what you want. To do what you can't.
To remove those in your way. He's doing it with the mirror, and it's great. It's like the Gollum stuff in the water in Return of the King. We killed them. What?
Remember,
I like how it now goes shot, reverse shot.
accident in the laboratory. Performance enhancers. Bingo. Me.
Also, how the Goblin doesn't talk
Bringing you what you've always
over.
wanted. Power beyond your wildest dreams, and it's only the beginning.
He doesn't necessarily talk over when we see the other side of him,
Who can stop us?
except for here.
Or imagine if he joined us.
But now it's more of an echoey. It's like it's in his head. Spider-Man, and Green Goblin, Green Goblin, like that, like himself.
Weirdos all gonna have a name now.
Weirdos. That's so you get the patent office.
Patent office, copyright the name Green Goblin. I want a quarter every time somebody says.
Like Green Meanie.
Spider-Man
It's a quarter every time somebody says the word green.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
You don't trust anybody. That's your problem.
I trust my barber.
I trust my barber.
What are you, his lawyer? Get out of here. Let him
Like he
speak
throws
like a normal
the cigarette
That's what made this
at the,
country.
and then it comes back. Oh, the cigar comes back and everything. And then right here, it makes sense because also late in the second movie, his office gets redesigned. His stuff comes in the mail. I like how he protects Peter there as well.
I don't know who he is.
You are useless.
Set him down, tough guy.
Sit him down, tough guy. I do like how you can see his mouth moving inside the mask.
Let Mom and Dad talk for a minute, will you?
The sleeping agent. Oh, sleeping agent? You know? You think the darkness is your ally. That's good CGI, man. Man. Oh, this scene.
You're not dead yet. Just paralyzed.
Temporarily. I'll say this,
You're an amazing creature, Spider-Man. You and I are not so different.
he's right, they're not different.
Like you. You're a murderer.
Well,
To each his own. I chose my path, you chose the way of the hero. And they found
what makes this hero villain work very well is they talk.
But the one thing
They talk.
love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying. In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. Wipe out.
And he's right.
Because it's right.
Here's the real truth. There are 8 million people in this city, and those teeming masses exist for the sole purpose of lifting the few exceptional people onto their shoulders. You, me.
I like how they give, even though they're both wearing masks, and you can only see one of the character's eyes, you get the expressions of both through their body language and what they're doing.
Imagine what we could accomplish,
You see his eyes just like,
what we could create,
it's great.
Or we could destroy. Cause the deaths of countless innocents in selfish battle again and again and again until we're both dead. Is that what you want? Think about it, hero!
See, he offers him. He's like, join me. And we can, you know. That's funny, is the DVD version my parents have at home, the movie always, there was like a glitch in the DVD and it always froze right here on this, right there, right before we see MJ come out of that place, whatever it is,
Hey, it's me again.
Hey,
and this stuff.
Your audition.
how'd you know?
The hotline. Your mom told my aunt, told me.
So you just came by?
I was in the neighborhood. Needed to
He was
see
in the
what
neighborhood.
place.
Yeah, sure you were.
Took
Just
2
kidding.
buses and I hadn't been in the neighborhood, but so how'd it go?
It's great. Great stuff.
They said I needed acting lessons. A soap opera told me I needed acting lessons.
Well, let me buy you a cheeseburger. The sky's the limit. Up to $7.84.
I'd like a cheeseburger. Oh, good. I'm going out to the North area. Come with us.
Thanks. How's it going?
It's interesting, the video game version of this was looking at stuff, which I have, which I used to have. I used to have it on GameCube, and it's a good version of the game. I obviously Spider-Man 2, that's more my game, and I love
You know?
I do love
Why would I be?
the Spider-Man 3 was an alright game. Spider-Man 2 is 1,000 times better. It's a great game. But I love the Amazing Spider-Man game as well for the first movie. And Spider-Man Web of Shadows. There's some great games that go along with this.
I better run, Tiger.
I guess she calls him Tiger right there. I think she's wearing a wig in this movie. And then she dyes her hair for the next. She's wearing a wig in this one. One of the best scenes in the movie right here. This rain fight. Like you see him walk across there on the top. These guys like gang up on her. And she kind of fends them off just a little bit. And then she kind of fends for herself a little bit. And then you see all them kind of get thrown back. I like how he's not wearing his mask in this. Knocks them both out. Oh. Those guys get thrown back into the windows. He does like a pirouette here to get out of...
You have a knack for getting in trouble.
Puts his mask on him.
You have a knack for saving my life. I think I have a superhero stalker.
I was in the neighborhood.
I like how she doesn't put two and two. She really can't put two and two together. He doesn't change his voice.
Some people don't think so.
Really, I mean, he really doesn't change his voice a whole lot.
But you are.
I mean, she's just not thinking about it.
Do I get to say thank you this time?
Wait.
I never understood this. Why he says wait. Like, what's wait for what? Like, and she doesn't pull his mask. She only pulls it down to his lips, and they kiss. Kissing upside down in the rain. It's a great track to this. It's what's his name? Weird Al Yankovic made a song called Ode to Spider-Man, which is basically the plot of this movie put to Piano Man by Billy Joel. This is a great scene here. This is one good scene after another with this movie. It's really, really... I know I'm praising it a lot. I'm honestly trying to find things I don't like about it. Other than, why is your baby stuck in that building? Why is your baby stuck in there? You didn't take your baby with you? That's one little gripe. Okay, also the swinging stuff in this is... we have to follow Spider-Man, but they didn't think about moving the camera back. Well, kind of like they do a better job of the action beats in Spider-Man 2 and 3 with him swinging, and the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. They do a lot better job with him swinging, and obviously this is the first one, but do a decent job with that stuff. Also, the innocent bystanders aren't a bunch of idiots in this movie, like they are in the other movies. This guy looks like Jimmy Fallon.
There's somebody still up there.
I'm going. I'll be here when you get back. Not coming back, Chief. Go!
I like how he's like, I'm taking you in, but he tells the guy to go. He tells Spider-Man to go in. I think they said this was shot with minimal flames, but then some were most of it was added in later. This is great. And then knocks him back and everything. There's also an interesting moment.
Like a moth to the flame.
This is great.
What about my generous proposal? Are you in or are you out? It's you who's out, Gobby. Out of your mind.
Who's out, Gobby, out of your mind. It's like, oh, good. I like that. Oh, great moment. And then this like slow-mo, jumping through the air kind of stuff. I wonder how much of it, like, did they have Tobey Maguire do a lot of that and just film it, in high frame rate, high frame rate and kind of slow it down, or I don't know how, because it looks like a lot of this is practical. Also, I like how there's a cool effect near the beginning of this scene where Spider-Man web slings up. Says no one says no, and now the flames come out, and then it goes into Norman. He's like out of his hallucination, whatever, and he's still like sweating probably from that moment. This is great. This is some good stuff here. But there's a moment, for just a CG moment, the web goes up, and you know how flames, they're hot and they make things rise. Work was murder, haha. The web gets caught in the flame, and then it actually like goes up in the air from the heat.
MJ, like you can meet my father, Norman Osborn. Dad, this is MJ.
Hi.
Kirsten Dunst is beautiful in this movie. I'm sorry.
Now, where is Peter? You better have remembered that cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce. See, like this here, where they follow him from a distance. That's a great shot, and
Weird, I didn't know he was here.
And I like how Norman's like sizing up MJ, and she just feels uncomfortable with it, and she's like, "Oh, this is weird."
Peter? Is that you?
Like the camera turn, and he's gone.
Pete?
How strange. There's nobody here.
This. Just how he's up there, and the blood drip. Also, the fact that nobody looks up.
All brilliant men are.
I like how he's like, kind of a slob, isn't he? Yeah. And the blood falls. CG moment, but it's still the effects in this movie look so good today. I like Norman looks up, and by the time the camera comes back down, he's already the next step. And he takes a deep breath. He's like, "Ooh, where are you?" And that's how he knows. That's exactly how he knows. This and that last scene.
Hey everyone. Sorry I'm late.
Yeah.
It's a jungle out there. I had to beat an old lady with a stick to get these cranberries.
Beat an old lady with a stick.
Now then, everybody sit down, and we can say grace.
Something I heard Chris Stuckman say is, in this scene, Peter and Norman are wearing the opposite colors for their alter egos. Like Norman is wearing Spider-Man's colors, and
Will you do the honors?
Peter is wearing Norman's Green Goblin colors. It's a good play on that stuff. Like Norman's plays
Why, Peter?
a creep.
Bleeding.
Says he's bleeding. Like he couldn't get a Band-Aid.
I stepped off a curb and got clipped by one of those bike messengers.
Those nasty bike messengers.
Goodness. Oh, that looks awful.
And right there, Norman's like,
I'll bet
"You're kidding me, right?"
Then we'll say grace. This is the voice
And
for
he's like,
Thanksgiving, and this is
I know who made.
things properly.
How did you say that happened?
He said, "How did you say it happened?" No.
Bike messenger. Knocked me down.
Bike messenger knocked me down, and Norman's like, "Oh no, oh no." It's so subtle.
Got to be gone. Why? Something has come to my attention.
Something has come to my attention.
I'm fine, just fine.
This moment, they look at each other, just like, "Oh, what?" Huh?
Enjoy the food.
See, Peter doesn't know, and it's great that Peter doesn't know. Like in the next movie, he knows Dr. Octavius became, Doc Ock, so it's like,
Look at her.
And how he like trash talks her.
Until they're snarling after your trust fund like a pack of ravening wolves.
You're wrong about her, Dad.
A word to the not-so-wise about your little girlfriend. Do what you need to with her, then groom her fast.
And you can see MJ, because that's not Mary Jane at all. Everything he just said is not her. And he just let him go. And she
Thanks for sticking up for me, Harry.
and she just,
Everyone heard that creep.
Creep is my father, alright? If I'm lucky, I'll become half of what he is. So just keep your mouth shut about stuff you don't understand.
Harry Osborn.
I'm sorry, Anthony.
you tell she's, you know,
Spider-Man is...
I love this. They use the mask as the Green Goblin voice, and Norman is the...
We can destroy him.
I can't.
Betrayal must not be countenanced. Parker.
Great cinematography.
What do I do?
Instruct him in the matters of loss and pain.
Don Burgess did the cinematography for this movie.
Make him wish he were dead.
Yes.
And then grant
He also did Forrest Gump, Castaway,
the cunning warrior.
Polar Express,
Body nor mind.
Tell me how!
Source Code 42, The Muppets, Flight.
We attack his heart.
That's some great stuff, man. Great stuff.
As we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
And then, dude, he just comes into this, and it's like, ah!
Finish it! Finish it!
And then he tells her to finish the Lord's Prayer and everything. It's just like, oh. And then this realization by Peter.
Anthony, she gonna be okay? What happened? What happened?
Look, you're gonna have to leave right now. Those eyes. Was he horrible? We had eyes.
And he's like, oh no.
He knows who I am.
Yeah. It's a great realization on Tobey Maguire's face. Also, I like how on the sign there it says oxygen in use, no smoking. So what, they're allowed to smoke anywhere else? in the hospital? I love that picture of the three of them on next to her bed and everything. Man, I love this movie. It has some issues. It has some... It's paced really well, too. It's shot really well, paced really well. The effects still look stunning. Still look really good. They still look really good.
Will she be okay?
She's gonna be fine. She's been sleeping all day.
This scene here where they talk and everything about...
Of course.
Oh, it's so good.
How are you? You okay about that?
But it's so natural, too, that...
I just felt bad about leaving at night.
Have you talked to Harry?
He called me. I haven't called him back.
The dialogue is so natural in this movie, and it makes so much sense.
I'm in love with somebody else.
You are?
At least I think I am.
Like how
It's not the right
Aunt May
time.
hears this.
No, go on. But I know his name, this guy.
I like how Peter's...
Still think I'm a stupid little girl with a crush.
No.
Trust me.
Yeah, I like how they become more friends throughout the movie.
He saved my life twice, and I've never even seen his face.
Oh.
Wow. Him.
I like...
You're laughing.
No, I understand. He is
No,
extremely cool.
I do like how he's like, oh, him. He's like, oh, he's extremely cool.
Not Spider-Man, not a chance in the world. I know him a little bit. I'm sort of his unofficial photographer.
I like how he explains who he is and everything.
Yeah.
I know my friend Keenan never really liked Tobey Maguire in this role, but I gotta respectfully disagree.
He asked me what I thought about you.
I do. I'll tell you right now, he plays the character really well. Did a fantastic job.
Spider-Man? I said...
It's funny how her hair is so comic book red.
Is
That's a wig, apparently, yeah.
Look in her eyes. And she's looking back in yours. Everything feels not quite normal. Because you feel stronger.
I like how she kind of knows, like, but the way he's explaining what he's saying, she can kind of see that he really does care about her.
At the same time, terrified.
And I'll admit,
The truth is,
this is what a relationship is. Cause this is what I really like you, but I am terrified, you know, feels like. I'll admit it. Like I've liked. Look, I'll admit I've liked girls and things like that where it's just like, oh my god, I am terrified to say how I actually feel. Not that I can't talk to the person necessarily, but it's like you don't want to ruin something, especially if that person to you is like perfect. And like how Aunt May, she knows right off the bat, and they hold hands here. And in comes James Franco. In comes Harry, and then they're not holding hands anymore, and there's this realization like, oh crap, yep. That's great. It's great screenwriting. It's really good screenwriting. Kept it again. I'm gonna say kept it a fantastic job. He did a very, very good job with this movie. And the cinematography, it's basic, but not oh, it's basic, but it works so fluidly.
What is it? Oh, you're right about MJ. You're right about everything. She's in love with Peter. Parker. And how does he feel about her?
This was technically
Well, he's loved her
the
since he was great.
fourth Marvel Enterprises movie.
Does it, but there's no one Peter cares for more.
And what's funny, Marvel Enterprises, mind you. Now, Marvel Enterprises is not Marvel Studios. You know, Marvel Studios
You're busy. You're
is...
an important man. I understand.
Marvel Enterprises is different than Marvel Studios.
I'm proud of you. I've lost sight of that somewhere, but I can make it up to you, Harry. I'm going to write.
Marvel Enterprises changed its name to Marvel Entertainment. But Marvel Studios is a different thing. It's like his
Go home, dear. You look awful.
Marvel Enterprises / Marvel Entertainment does the X-Men movies, the Spider-Man movies, and just basically anything else that isn't
College, a job,
the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Except for The Amazing Spider-Man 2,
I've seen one of those on your
which is weird that wasn't considered a Marvel
you were supposed to be asleep.
entertainment,
You were about
movie.
6 years old when MJ's family moved in next door. And when she got out of the car and you saw her for the first time, you grabbed me and said, Aunt May? Aunt May?
This is
Is that an angel?
this is really good here.
You sure did.
Harry's in love with her. She's still his girl.
Isn't it up to her?
She doesn't really know who I am.
Because you won't let her. You're so mysterious all the time. Tell me, would it be so dangerous to let Mary Jane know how much you care? Everybody else knows.
Yeah, he says everybody else knows.
I'll be right back.
Which says that everybody else knows.
Hey, MJ, it's Peter. You there? Hello? You there? Well, I'm just calling to check up on you. Will you call me when you get in, okay? Alright, well, don't go to any dark alleys. Hello?
Can Spider-Man come out to play? Where is she?
It's just... And this, and he's like, where is she? And bam, you see her right here on this roof. And you find out, oh, it's a bridge! Honey, you're on a bridge. You know what's interesting also is Spider-Man was one of those characters who... Spider-Man was one of those characters that everyone was trying to make a movie about. There were a lot of scripts going around. The kid's like, that's cool, and the Green Goblin goes by that tram thing. It's, oh my goodness me. Yeah, blowing that up. Like how Spider-Man gets out to this bridge, he like catapults himself. Yeah. And he wraps around this one beam and lands right there.
This is why only fools are heroes.
This is great.
You never know when some lunatic will come along with the sadistic choice. Let die the woman you love.
Oh man. Suffer, thou little children. Make your choice, Spider-Man.
Make your choice, Spider-Man, and see how a hero is rewarded. Don't do it, Goblin! We are who we choose to be. Now choose!
And in each eye, right here, you see each of the events happening. Her falling, and the tram falling. And her screaming. And then how he does this is great. Grabs onto that, spins a web, and gets them both. And obviously his webbing is failing. And then the boat comes in. This is so good. And she's scared, I think. And then he's losing his grip and everything.
You have to. Trust me. Hold on tight. Go quickly.
Oh, I like... Yeah, he punches him and nearly lets go. These reaction shots of these kids are a little off, but you know what? And then right here, he like sucker punches him, and then he lets go of the wire, and she's screaming, and he's gotta grab the thing, and he grabs it, and she falls, and grabs right onto this barge thing.
He's not gonna make it! He's gonna make it!
Like, the guy's like, you're not gonna make it. It's gonna make it, you know? I never noticed that. Okay. You can see the red coming off of his... You can see the red and everything coming off of his suit as he's lowering this cable. And all these New Yorkers throwing stuff at him. It's kind of a pro-New York, you know, pro-America kind of connotation here. It's right here, and he's thrown through his building. Grabs on. Goes right through a window. In comes the bomb. Oh. Right through another wall. Oh, right under the bricks.
Misery, misery, misery. That's what you've chosen. I offered you friendship, and you spat in my face.
Oh. Man. Spider-Man gets his butt kicked in this. Oh. Oh. Oh, right now. Oh. It's great cinematography as well. They're trying, like, oh. He's getting his butt kicked here. This is gritty too. Oh. His mask is all ripped up.
You've spun your last web, Spider-Man. Had you not been so selfish, your little girlfriend's death would have been quick and painless, but now that you've really pissed me,
I love this angle right here.
I'm gonna finish it.
You see his mouth moving. And it's like, oh, don't piss off Peter Parker.
MJ and I, we're gonna have a hell of a time.
And he takes that trident and almost just wrecks him right in the face. And then he's like, oh, power up time. Throws him back into a wall. Trips him. And then this right here, I love this shot. Spins around, webs, and just brings this wall down on him. Oh. You would think he'd be dead. Oh. And then comes Spider-Man, throws him up against the wall, comes down, puts him up, and punches him. Just punches him. And then he becomes Norman Osborn.
Mr. Osborn, Peter, thank God for you. You killed those people on that balcony.
The goblin killed. I have nothing to do with it. Don't let him take me again. Protect me.
You tried to kill Aunt May. You tried to kill Mary Jane, but not you. You tried to stop it. I couldn't stop it.
Even here,
I would never hurt you. I knew from the beginning.
he summons
That
the
never happened to me. It was you.
the glider.
I told him you, Peter Parker, would save me, and so you have. Thank God for you. Give me your hand. Believe in me, as I believe in you. I've been like a father to you. Be a son to me.
I love this line here. Zooms in on his face.
His name was Ben Parker.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Jumps right out of the way, and this moment right here. That just where he's like, oh, I didn't realize he could do that. And then, oh.
Don't tell Harry.
Don't tell Harry line. Whole movie is don't tell Harry, huh? Spider-Man, don't tell Harry. In comes Harry.
What have you done? What have you done?
Also, why did he take him out of his costume? I mean, I understand to respect his wishes and everything, but at the same time, dude, your father was a murderer. Father was the villain.
I'm so sorry, Harry.
And this begins the trend of Spider-Man movies ending in a funeral.
I didn't lose him.
Except for the next movie.
One day Spider-Man will pay.
This does a good job of setting up things for a future sequel, but it ties things up nicely as well.
Thank God for you, Peter. You're the only family I have.
And now he's conflicted, he knows. Peter's a conflicted man now. This music here near the end is wonderful. Again, I can't praise this movie enough. It's so good.
No matter how hard I try, the ones I love will always be the ones who pay.
You must miss him so much.
It's been so hard without him.
There's something I've been wanting to tell you. When I was up there, and I thought I was gonna die, there was only one person who I was thinking of. And it wasn't who I thought it'd be. It was you, Pete. I kept thinking, I hope I make it through this. So I could see Peter Parker's face one more time. There's only one man.
I love how
who's always been there for me.
she just tells him how she feels.
Makes me feel
And
like I'm more than I ever thought.
and it works here. And it even works in the next movie. It might, but it doesn't work. Actually, watching this over again, it works because
And that's okay.
he proves to her earlier in the movie that he cares about her.
The truth is, I love you.
And she sells this.
I love you so much, Peter.
Maybe not so much him, but she sells this relationship. See, I think Tobey Maguire was a decent Peter Parker and a really decent Spider-Man. It's just, there are moments like this where it's just like, need a little more emotion, buddy. It's a few gripes.
All I wanted
But I understand
was to tell her how much I loved her.
that he needs to smile here,
Can't.
and he just kind of deadpans it right here.
You can't.
And she just feels let down.
Tell you everything. I mean, there's so much to tell.
There is so much to tell.
Yeah.
There's 2 more movies to
There's so
tell.
much to tell.
I want you to know that I will always be there for you. I will always be there to take care of you.
And I will always be your
I
friend.
promise you.
Bam, friend zone. Here comes.
I will always be your friend.
Oh.
Only a friend. Peter Parker.
Friend zone.
That's all I have to give.
That I don't like that line though. And I'm being extremely critical right now, but it's like this is the part of the movie that's kind of just like, oh, come on, dude. And I understand like the end of the second movie really makes that great, and they really should have expanded upon it in the third movie, not make them go through the same relationship shit again. I like how she realizes right there, and they don't ever talk about it again. She realized, wait a minute, there's this quick moment of realization. Do I know that person? Like, I've kissed those lips before.
Comes great responsibility. This is my gift.
This is his gift.
My curse.
His curse. He kind of has a little bit of a smile here as he's walking off.
I'm
Little
Spider-Man.
bit of one. Spider-Man right through the eye, and here we go. This, you know, is this the main menu? You know, how this is shot beautifully. I kind of wonder how they did this, because oh, it looks so good, and the American flag, pan around, and wow, man, Spider-Man, everybody, 2002 Spider-Man. So, and this music here. Man, so good. Let's listen to the music here. Oh, so good. But anyway, alright, finish off this video. Guys, thank you so much for listening to this as I sat here and watched 2002's Spider-Man. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary and everything. I really enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed watching this movie again. It was a lot of fun watching it, and really analyzing it. This is going to be my review for the movie, basically. I just want to do some commentaries before Civil War comes out. And I really enjoy this movie. It's a huge nostalgia blast for me, but at the same time, I can't quite dethrone any of this stuff. It's so good. I mean, this is... I used to say that this one is kind of like the second, or maybe even third, because I really like the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. But I'm telling you, this movie, I'm gonna watch all of them here in the next week, and then I'll rank them on the last viewing. I'll rank all the movies. But man, this is I forgot how much I like this movie. I really do. I really do like this movie a lot. So again, guys, I'm Andrew, the College Critic, and I thank you guys so much for watching this movie, watching it with me. Hopefully you watched it with me and you just didn't listen. But yeah, we watched 2002 Spider-Man, directed by Sam Raimi, starring Tobey Maguire, Willem Dafoe, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, Cliff Robertson, and Rosemary Harris. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.